You know what I like the most about federal agents and ICE and our National Guard is that now that they know they have the full backing of the presidential administration, the president himself, and the American people, they are no longer playing games. These are finally starting, there's finally starting to be a resurgence of no nonsense law enforcement that you're not going to be able to shame them into submission or manipulate them mentally to the point where they feel bad about doing their fucking jobs. I want officers that are proud to do their job because they know we, the people, support them. Absolutely. Therefore, when I see officers like this, it gives me hope. Now, a lot of people don't realize it. I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet $1,000 they ended up arresting this piece of shit. You're gonna notice he tries to use the racial manipulation, and even though he's African and Somalian, he tried to bring in color. Somalians don't consider themselves black. They're not black. Black is a term that means if you're anywhere else in the world, if you called somebody black, that means confused. To be black means you have no state, no country. You don't even have statehood. You're actually not even considered a human according to the UN if you're a color. Nowhere on earth does anyone call themselves a color besides here in the United States. Remember, if you're black, you're not American. If you're black, you have citizenship, but you don't count it. You don't pledge allegiance. You kneel when the pledge is read, and you don't believe in the United States. So these Somalians trying to pull that manipulation, it doesn't work. It falls apart. Now, this guy is all types of foreigner. He did not get out of this situation unscathed. They just cut that part out because it was a liberal outlet that shared the video up until a certain point. So let's take a listen. Where's the volume? Oh, right here.
That's the opposite lady. Chilling at my job in the Uber, and this lady just pulls over, and she's like, "Are you a citizen?" In a parking lot at work.
What does it matter, the location, motherfucker? Are you a citizen or not? Were you born here? I don't care that you got your fake naturalization paperwork because you married your sister, you married your cousin, or you just overstayed your visa. The point is, he's not supposed to be here. And they didn't even put him on with the fraud. They got him in an Uber. So no one likes him. No sympathy from his community, but he's not going to be able to weasel his way out of this one. But he tries, though. I give him an A for asshole, not for effort.
That's the opposite lady. And they just shot somebody right now in Minnesota. Imagine that. Are we in Germany?
You know what's crazy? You Somalians keep going to Germany too. When you get to Germany, do you ask, are we in America when they want to deport you? No, you don't. So that's not going to work either. Actually, to be compared to Germany is a compliment. The Germans are known for being very hardworking people. And natürlich immer Leute pünktlich means they're very precise and they're always on time. Americans, that would be good for us to strive to be similar to the Germans. Besides the whole World Economic Forum takeover where we become deindustrialized, the other parts of the German people would not be bad for us to take in some of those traits. So that's not really an insult. It kind of works against them in this trait. What's the similarities between Germany and America and any other Western country? Oh, yeah, we have law enforcement. We enforce laws. Oh, are we in Germany? Because you're law enforcement, you're enforcing the laws. Then so be it. If you want to say law enforcement is kin to the Reich and Hitler because Hitler had laws that they enforce and so do Americans, so fucking be it. Just how about this? When we kick your ass out, don't come back. Don't come back to Germany. Don't come back to America, Germany. Well, you can't because once you're deported, you're banned. You're done. Se acabó. That's it. There is no coming back anyway. So he's caught and he's hoping he can generate enough sympathy or public support, but it's not going to work because we're no nonsense now. See, we were not serious. And I'll be honest, this guy, he's probably been here 15 years. Wasn't born here. So you don't have the American privileges that you think you do. The TV lied to you.
Why are you guys doing this?
Because it's our fucking job. We're immigration enforcement and you're an immigrant and we're going to enforce our laws on you. Next question.
Why you guys going around just asking people like at work whether the U.S. citizens or not?
Because we are looking for non-U.S. citizens. Why is this so hard? Is anybody lost behind why we're asking a foreigner if they're a citizen? You sound like a fucking terrorist anyway, historically. I'm not saying everywhere, there's terrorists with different accents. Historically, the terrorists act like they sound like you. They just look like they're from Dubai, but they sound identical to you. You are not born in the United States, raised here with that accent. We are profiling. We are going by not just how you look, but also by how you sound, the things that you do. Americans are a certain type of way. We have our own accent. We have our own culture. We know when you're not one of us. Now, is it possible that maybe he was born here and then the day after he was born, his family shot him back to Somalia? He lived there for a bunch of years, came back because he still has citizenship? Maybe. Maybe he is an anchor baby. But I don't know. I mean, why risk it? Why risk it?
Are you guys not supposed to be patrolling the border?
Oh, you don't get to tell us how to do our fucking job. You don't get to tell us where to go. You don't get to give. I'm sorry. Did we ask you for directions? We asked you for your citizenship status, and you keep avoiding the question. It's called deflecting. It's what people do when they're about to lie. He's a liar. He's deflecting, and he doesn't want to answer the question. Did we ask you to give us directions to where we should do our job? Listen here, Ahmed. Listen here, Muhammad. The entire country is the border now. You're literally on the border, and we will treat everywhere in this country as if it is the border. There will be no stones unturned. We have a problem. We had too many people that flooded in, and we don't know who they are or what they're doing, and we must get rid of them. They came here to remove the right to vote from Americans. Rico, how can non-citizens remove the right to vote for Americans? Well, the way it works is for every illegal who illegally votes, it literally cancels out the vote of an American citizen. You're literally going against them because they're removing your right to vote because their vote cancels out your vote because they are not supposed to be here, but they're illegally voting. Also, just their warm body being in certain states is giving those states congressional seats because when they count the census, it wasn't specific enough in the Constitution that the census should only count American citizens. It counts people that live there regardless of citizenship. And that's another reason why they strategically were flying people to certain places when they were coming across the border during the Biden regime. Now you know.
Answer the question or not? Why would I ask you? Where's your work? Run the place. So you do whatever you want. You can record. Yeah. That's kind of crazy though, right?
Bro, if you don't mind us running your plates and you're not scared, why are you so nervous? Why don't you want us to talk to you? Matter of fact, why don't you, as an immigrant, you're supposed to have your papers on you so we can check them about your immigration status. We got to make sure you didn't overstay your visa and just say, fuck it, no one's going to come get me. In other parts of the world, if I overstay my visa by 1 day, they will come find me and they will deport me and I'll be banned. I live abroad currently. Every country I live in, every 90 days, I have to fly to another country for at least 1 day. Then I can return home. That was true when I lived in Germany, true when I lived in France, true when I lived in Colombia, true when I lived in Canada. You could not just stay in these countries indefinitely. But yet you're expected to be able to come to the United States and just do whatever you want. You don't, now they don't even want you to go through the citizenship test. They don't want you to make sure you speak English. They don't want to make sure you have any money. So you guys want us to just let a bunch of people come in here just to get on our welfare system because you're so liberal, but yet at night you lock your doors. At night, you won't let an illegal immigrant come cuddle up with you in your bed. You won't house them yourselves, but you want me and a bunch of conservatives to use our tax dollars to support these people while you have your little wet dream of, virtue signaling, pretending that that you really want these people here, but you won't lift a finger to help them. Well, don't get me wrong. She did put her foot on the gas to try to help them earlier today, and now she's in a box. You know what's weird about that situation? Why do they keep showing her as like this pretty white girl with her hair flowing? She was a lesbian, bald. She looked like Meth Martha now. That was before she became a liberal, before the universities indoctrinated her and turned her against her family, before she became corrupted, before she became so suicidal that she literally committed suicide by cop. She knew she wasn't walking away from that situation. And it was funny as this piece of shit immigrant brings that up, like trying to shame the cops into not wanting to run his plates and not wanting to drag his monkey ass out that car. And he literally chimps out. But they're not going to play that part when he gets arrested because they want to make it seem like he fought back. He didn't fight shit. And if you would have tried to get that ass whoop, because see, we're not just putting belt to ass, we're putting belt to sandals too. Oh yeah. You know, they all wear them open-toe fucking flip-flop ass sandals. We flipping and flopping those fucking sandals too. We're not taking it easy on any of these foreigners. We're just not, we're done with that. We tried it. We were nice. You guys stabbed us in the back and spit in our faces. And so we're not nice anymore. We're not friendly anymore. We're just not. We're actually, you guys' behavior and your attitude turned all of America into a bunch of New Yorkers. I am now from Brooklyn. Fuck you. Isn't that what you guys all say in New York? Suck my damn fuck. Hey, you know what? I'm not a Californian no more. I'm a New Yorker. We have that New York attitude as Americans. We don't like you. We don't have to like you. We don't like nobody. I barely like other Americans because I have to. I'm really not going to go out of my way for a bunch of fucking ungrateful, inbred, and always negative foreigners, always complaining, always bitching and moaning. Nah, we're done being nice.
Like you guys leave the border and go harass people based on their skin color?
You fucking idiot. So you mean to tell me that Mexican people, they're not your color? People from El Salvador, people from Central America, people from Colombia, people from Brazil. You mean to tell me you're going to use the race card against ICE, who historically never went after people that look like you? They were literally going after people that were coming across the border. Now you want to try to bring in the race card? Do you know how desperate and pathetic you must be? Especially when you have a woman that's literally wearing a complete face covering with a body cam on her helmet. Do you think she's here to fuck around? You think she's here to toy around? You think she's here to joke with you? You think she's here to feel sorry for you? We know what we've signed up for. We know the risks. We know you guys are liars. You guys are scammers, obviously. But you want to leer the hard way. You want to leer the hard way, don't you? You live and you leer, you know? But you're going to leer the hard way today. That's not going to work either. You're going to produce your papers, or you are going to be in a box made of metal, and then you're going to be on a plane. Yeah, we're going to send you somewhere not where you came from, because you got to think about it. Well, nothing about these foreigners. We don't know who they are. They could tell us they're from certain countries. We just know they're not from here. We don't know where these people are from. Remember the black dude that was pretending to be a Kappa, but he was also he said he was a principal, and he was worked in I don't know. I think he worked like on the board of directors for a school, and we still don't know to this day his country of origin. We know he was here illegally. We know he was hiding out. They were giving him like $250 million a year salary, $250,000 a year. We still to this day don't actually know where he's from. Because that's the crazy part about these immigrants when they come here. They can adjust and change their ID as they go. So they could be Mahmed today. Tomorrow they can be Mohammed. Do you know how hard it is to find those people and arrest them if you don't know their identities? Why do you think the only person that's been charged so far and actually convicted in all the Minnesota scam with the Somalians was a white woman? Because she's from here. We know who she is. It's really hard to track, trace, and database these illegals and these people that commit fraud to be here. We don't know their true identity, which is why they have to leave and come back the right way. They can literally commit any crime they want and just vanish. They've done it. They do it all the time. Famously, a lot of people committed crimes here. They flew back to Israel. There's no extradition treaty. But now people from other countries, right now, secretly, the people from the Leering Center in in Minneapolis, they shut down like yesterday for good. They're already on the plane. They're gone. All these men, they're gone. They're getting the fuck out of Dodge. because they know we're coming. DHS is going door to door. And they're not playing that game where we're going to talk to you where you're wearing your fucking burqa and we're just going to toy around and we're not Nick Shirley. We're not investigative journalists. We are law enforcement. We came here to kick ass and take names, and we're fresh out of paper to write down names. So we'll just do the ass kicking part. The fun part is when you get to hear these people try to scramble and manipulate us out of doing our job, which is protecting our people in our country. See, America first means Americans first. That means the rest of you fuckers are 15th and 20th and down. It's America all the way first, second, third, fourth, all the way. You guys are like, maybe we'll start in the 20s for you. That's as close as you can get.
Ain't that a shame? Are you doing this for everybody or just black people?
Everybody. White, black, tangerine color. I don't give a shit. And guess what? I'm more than happy to show my citizenship papers. Here you go. Merry Christmas. I have a passport. I usually take my passport with me when I go places. Here goes my passport. Born in the US of A. Yeah. And I'm proud of it. This guy, unfortunately, doesn't have that same luxury, which is why he wants to try to toy around with law enforcement. The way this works is they always want to muddy the waters so that you're not sure what you need to do. You're afraid of getting in trouble or getting sued. But the thing is, if I'm doing my job and I'm doing it, say we're doing a gang sweep, sometimes you're going to arrest some people that are not in a gang, but you don't know that because of their proximity. They could have certain tattoos. Maybe they're not officially in a gang, but they're an affiliate, and you'll let them go. But it's a part of the system. That's how it goes. It's a sweep. So now we're actually interacting with the public, and we're asking you for your citizenship paper if you do appear or you sound like you're not from the United States. That is normal. You can't sue or get mad over that. Okay, if there's a checkpoint and you got to drive through, and we're doing an ID checkpoint, even though those are unconstitutional, depends on who you ask, you're going to still show your ID. But if you don't have an ID, if you don't have a valid license, you're going to get pulled over and pulled out. And it's called it's just a part of the system to maintain law and order in our country. You don't appreciate that because you're from a country with no law and order. You guys are run by drug lords and sandal lords and terrorists, but so you're not used to this. That's why this place is a bad fit. You got to think about it. If America's so bad, like a lot of you liberals are in my chat screaming right now, wouldn't deportations be us showing them mercy? I mean, you guys should be celebrating every time that we free somebody by deporting them. Isn't that, you guys should just call that escaping. Aren't you happy that these people are being escaped out of the US? Why would you want them here under tyranny, under a dictator named Trump, under oppression and racism? Don't you want them to be free and happy? Then you should support us. We're giving them freedom. We're freeing them. This is mercy. Say thank you.
Come on now, you know what it is. You guys murdered somebody in cold blood in this city today, and God brought you guys to me.
We already have sundown towns. They're called Chicago, Detroit, Los Angeles, Baton Rouge, Queens. We have plenty of sundown towns. Plenty. And the reason they're called sundown towns is because that's where blacks go to die. You send somebody black there and it's a male, he's dead. Even women too. So that's why they're called sundown towns. You might call them Democrat. You might call them big cities. That's the other term. But any big cities populated heavily by black people is a sundown town. Atlanta is a sundown town, actually, for black people. So we already have them. We never got rid of those.
I'm literally working here. You know, I've been sitting there since 10 a.m. waiting for a ride. And right now, I'm getting rides.
My mom is not in the U.S. right now, but I am. And I'm actually in my guest room. This is my office area. What's up, Mr. Plump? I'm glad you subscribed, brother. And I'm glad you're here to go back and forth with me. God bless ICE. God bless Trump. And God bless these United States of America. I pledge allegiance to my flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. We are a republic. We will once again be one nation under God, indivisible. Currently, We have tons of division, tons. But it's mainly because there are those who don't agree with our laws anymore. If you don't respect them, you're going to have to find somewhere else to go. Now, the woman today that suicided herself, she also disagreed with my president, with our laws and our way of life. I suggested to her and her other lesbian friends, the people that put the Chipotle sauce on the rugs when they eat carpet, I suggested if you don't like our system in our country, instead of you getting yourselves killed by eventually gathering up enough courage to come at law enforcement or trying to attack Trump, instead of throwing your life away, right? Just go to the airport and fly the fuck away, renounce your citizenship, and just don't come back and live out your life. Ellen DeGeneres, she's one of them. She's in the UK right now. Isn't Rosie O'Donnell out of the country too? Like there's lesbians that are now abroad. You're abroad, go abroad, broad. Why are you still here? Sowing discontent and literally suiciding yourself. We had to waste a bullet on that fucking lady today, bro. We could use that ammo for something else better. But here she is forcing us, instead of being mad or protesting, go to the airport and leave. Go somewhere that you agree with the system and the way of life and how they are. Go somewhere that you feel comfortable. Go somewhere that's not racist in your opinion. Go somewhere that's not oppressive or evil. Go somewhere that's not fucked up. Personally, I like America. The place is fucking great. I want it to be better. So I'm doing my part to get rid of you fuckers that made it bad. See, because of you illegals and you foreigners, my rents were high in LA and my friends were out of work. So we joined gangs because you guys were willing to do work for half the price under the table and no benefits. So we had nothing to do but go to the streets and rob and shoot each other like fucking morons and try to hustle because we couldn't get jobs because they were all taken by illegals and foreigners who are willing to work for shit. And that's why so many people are upset because they're like, oh man, I need my slave labor. If you get rid of the immigrants, who's going to pick the cotton? Who's going to clean your toilets? And I'm like, you sound like the Confederacy. So you're using Confederate talking points from the 1800s to convince me that we need illegal immigrants to survive in 2026. And that's just not going to work. This doesn't make sense. It doesn't. I'm against slavery. And don't get me wrong, a lot of people want to be slaves. And I get that. Those are the people in the chat, the liberals. They love slavery. They like somebody to tell them what to do, give them money, give them a place to live. But I'm against it. I believe in freedom. Freedom comes with responsibility. You have a responsibility to take care of yourself, to take care of your family yourself. Once you're leaning on the government, now you're a slave. So for so many people to be talking about how they always bring up slavery, but I'm like, but you're still a slave. You're literally depending on the government to feed you. Just like the slaves depended on Massa to feed you. Didn't Massa have to give you food, and Massa gave you chitlins, and Massa gave you little shacks to go live in, and Massa gave you clothes? Now you got the government who is taking the place of Massa. They still feed you. They still give you housing. They take care of your kids. They give you fucking clothes. What's the difference? That's why we want smaller government, because I want less of you fucking slaves. If you want to be a slave, go be a slave somewhere else. We don't have the infrastructure for it. We're trying to get rid of the infrastructure, actually. That's why we're cracking down on so much. It's too much waste and abuse, and you guys have been very wasteful, and you've abused our kindness. So it's over.
Anybody leave? I'm afraid you motherfuckers might just shoot me.
Well, hopefully we don't got to waste a bullet, and you don't try to run. Produce your papers.
Are you a U.S. citizen? Why would I ask you?
Because we're law enforcement. That's why.
In this country, you have to have immigration.
Why would I not be a citizen of this country, man?
Because you're fucking a foreigner. You look and sound like one. Prove that you're not. Produce your papers, or I shall sick this boot in thy cheeks. Happily.
Why would I have an immigration?
Are you a citizen? Are you a listen?
And you see, they edited that part. He made a really good point. Why would I have an immigration job if there wasn't an issue with illegal immigration in the country? Obviously, there's a need for me. Obviously, and that's why they conveniently jump skipped and edited that part out. This is hilarious. Oh, you know what? I appreciate everybody that's watching as well. We have a large audience. We're on 8 different platforms streaming live right now. Please, if you can, like the channel, like the video, subscribe, become a follower. I'll have over 3,200 subscribers in a few minutes. The counts have been growing on all my different pages. I appreciate you guys all tuning in. The message is America first, America only. I'm not Nick Fuentes. I'm not, these other people. I'm way further than them. So because of that, I'm going to have differing opinions, and I am controversial. If some people won't platform me because I'm not going to have a filter where I'm going to consider people's emotions when I'm going over the facts or, general information. Therefore, I have to platform myself, and I appreciate you guys for your support. I appreciate the Cash App donations. I appreciate everything because you don't have to do it. There's other places you could be. But a lot of these other creators, from what I've noticed, that's why I started doing this, because a lot of them are saying the same old thing, but they tiptoe around the parts where it might be controversial or offensive. Then what can they say? What can you really even talk about? Everything that I want to talk about is going to be fucking offensive to somebody. That's just it. Everyone's not going to like you. And guess what? You're an adult. Everyone doesn't have to. And you're a man like me. No one likes us anyway. So to attempt to get everybody to like you is a fool's errand. That's not how it works in the real world. So we're going to put our big boy pants on and we're going to tell people to go fuck themselves. Shall we? If you're going to join me on that mission, like the channel, subscribe to the channel, and please, if you don't have to defend me in the comments, some things don't need defending. Reality doesn't need defending. I don't need the defending. Their bullshit needs to be defended and reinforced, and the manipulation, it doesn't work. We're strong-minded. We used to humor the manipulation in the past so people would feel like it was working. We always stuck to our guns. We were never that weak. So
out here working. You're working too, right? So it says U.S. Border Patrol. This is not the border.
Yes, it is. You're in Minnesota. It's a border state, jackass. This is a border state. Minnesota is to Canada what Arizona is to Mexico. It's bro, and that's how you know he's a foreigner. He is bad with American geography. He doesn't know where he is. He has no clue how this works. He's definitely not an American. Or did he just go through the American school system? That's why he's fucking dumb. These kids are borderline retarded nowadays. So so he can go one or two ways, but I'm leaning on the fact that he's just not an American. He just came here to extract resources and he didn't care about our laws and then just said, I'll just overstay my visa and disrespect the country and their laws. And now he's going to have to pay. And I'm glad that this no-nonsense officer is in his face. And I'm guaranteeing they got in that ass. And that's the part they cut out of this. I bet this dude is somewhere right now and he's not at home eating Somalian slop. He's actually in a detention center eating a sandwich, and he'll be deported shortly.
Go to the Canada border or the Mexico border. I'm working, dude. What do you mean? What do you mean if I'm from this country? Oh, so you're going by accents now?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. I'm going by your accent. If you sound like fucking Jafar from Aladdin, I'm going to ask you for your papers. If you sound like one of the terrorists from Team America, I'm going to ask for your papers. If you sound like Speedy Gonzalez, I am going to ask for your papers. If you sound like Pepe Le Pew, please, papers, you are going to demonstrate them, or you are going to be arrested until we figure out who you are and where you're from. If you're an American citizen, you were going to have a birth certificate, social security card. We'll be able to track it to make sure it's not a CPN or a temporary issued social security number. You're 35, but your social security number is 3 years old. That's going to be a dead giveaway that you're not a citizen, buddy. So that's why we have to arrest you. Or you show us the papers. You sitting up here arguing with us, you're wasting your breath. Now I'm on the clock. I'm getting paid by the hour regardless. Some of these guys might be salary. You're not hurting me. You're just delaying the inevitable. Might as well just get it over with.
What it is? Is that accent? Have you heard the Israeli accent? Have you heard the European accent? It's garbage. I'm just chilling.
He brought up a European accent. That's not American. An Israeli accent. They're not American. Oh man, this guy's fucked. He's fucked. And that's the part of the video they cut out. They don't show the part where he drives off into the sunset and he goes and get a shawarma somewhere and he kicks off his sandals and he drinks a Coca-Cola and he's victorious against ICE. Yeah, that's not what happened. I know what happened because I understand how this works. And he tried to scam his way out of being deported and he couldn't. He's not that good. And these new officers are no nonsense. They're not like the gay ones in Minneapolis that are like, call the police if you see ICE. What good is that going to do? You want the police to show up, be a witness? They're not going to touch ICE. They know better. See, ICE is with the feds. The feds have an army. We have a military. Your local city, your local municipality, they have a few officers, and that's in jack shit compared to us. They're not that dumb. Also, if they took an oath, and then they should already know they have to protect and enforce the Constitution and our immigration laws. So, yeah, you're not going to be able to get sympathy from these other local cops, and they're not going to be able to help you. They're not going to be able to come in and stop anything. We're going to steamroll you into a little tortilla. Yeah, imagine supporting Trump. Yeah, I don't have to imagine. I'm actually doing it. Illegal search and seizure. Nah, that's not what that is. It's legal. The police have a right to search you. And if there's any illegal contraband, they can seize it. We have laws. You don't get to make up your own laws in your imagination. That's not how it works. Again, you're in the wrong nation. If you guys are this delusional, please don't get too delusional till you think you can drive over a law enforcement agent and make it to the game this weekend. You might as well clear your schedule for the next 1,000 years. You're just not going to be there. Don't make any plans if you have these delusions in your head. Terry proved that he didn't. I'm pretty sure he did. Imagine being awesome and loving your president. Yeah, that's true. I do. Thank you. That is awesome. The guy that didn't know what Voter Rights Act was. No, I didn't. I don't need to know what it is. And it doesn't, and nobody does. You guys lost. You've been redistricted. No more creating districts based on race. That's out. It was voted as constitutional. The Supreme Court took care of that. If you want to create an all-black voting bloc, move back to the hood. And then you guys will have a really strong voting bloc. But stop running from each other, moving to white areas because white people are too dangerous to live around, and then expecting us to draw these weird redistricting lines that include you because you don't want to live by blacks, but we got to have this weird ass district. That's not even based off of politics. That's based off of race. We're not doing that anymore. And besides, it goes against the 1964 and 1965 Civil Rights Act, and we're going to now uphold and enforce those. So we're not going to just turn a blind eye anymore to that. We're not going to do that anymore. Yes, exactly. Debate me. Okay, Kyle, where are you? Kyle Fontenot, where are you? Let's see here. I'll be glad to debate you. You're so wrong, based everything off of emotions. That's crazy. I'm probably the least emotional person here. I'm going off of the actual laws that are on the book. But I mean, listen, you know what people do? They accuse you of what they're guilty of. So if you want to debate me, let me see if you guys see you left a new comment. That wasn't you. Hola, hello. Debate me too. Me too. Terry, what's your debate's going to be about? If it's going to be about being black and some black shit, I don't want to hear it. I'm going to want to stay on the merits and on the topic. I don't want to trauma bond with you where you just keep bringing up your appearance. That's very low IQ and pathetic. If you're going to come up here and you want to debate, then you're going to have to debate the merits of the conversation, which is ICE stopping potential illegals or non-citizens and checking for their papers. You guys love pedos. You guys even love them so much you pass laws in California to protect them. SB Bill 145. Law enforcement. Thank you, Bridget 9021. I appreciate you being here and I appreciate your comment. I'm enjoying talking to you guys directly. I'll be honest, with the part that makes this the most fun is I wouldn't even call them trolls. I just call them, I call them gays. Because if you're not black, then the only other people that hate Trump are gays. So you can look at their names and guess their race. But you don't know if somebody's gay or not until they start talking about how much they hate Trump and all that. And then you go, okay, yeah, cool. Because there's a strict pattern. There's only two groups that are Americans that hate Trump, and it's the blacks and the gays. The gays have their reasons. I can understand that. He cut off their pipeline to children. But the blacks, I don't really understand, because it wasn't Trump that offered you $1,000 to be the threshold before you can get arrested for shoplifting. That was Newsom. So it's not because of Trump that was taken away, the state legislature. So I don't know. I think for blacks it's misguided, but I could be wrong. I guess they have their reasons. They can never articulate their reasons. But I guess they have a reason. I don't know. I really don't know why blacks hate Trump. They used to love him. I remember they used to make rap songs about him. Ray Sherman, all these other rappers used to hang out with him and kiss his ass and take pictures with him. Now all of a sudden they hate him, and it's like weird. But what I love and respect about Trump is that he no longer offers blacks anything. He doesn't offer them jack dick. I remember he offered them a platinum plan, opportunity zones. Remember that? The ones that BLM burnt down, those black-owned businesses that they were funding, those opportunity zones. Yeah, they said BLM. They burnt down their own shit. Hilarious, right? They burned down all the black-owned businesses. So now Trump doesn't even talk about them anymore, which is good, because I didn't like all that pandering anyway, because I knew they were going to stab him in the back. That's why do you think people bring illegals and bring migrants over here? Because migrants are loyal. These black Americans, or just Americans in general, even if you pay them, they'll go in the booth and vote the other way just to spite you. But these illegals and these migrants, these immigrants, they're solid. If they say they're going to vote for you, they're going to vote. They appreciate you. They're more solid people. Americans are too finicky. Central Park 5. Well, Trump wasn't in office. Trump's not a prosecutor or a lawyer. And he was basing what he was thought off of the evidence that was presented. And to this day, I don't believe that those fucking kids were just completely innocent anyway. You guys have a strong history of being violent, aggressive, and killing people and harming people, especially in New York. Literally just killed that Ukrainian girl, and you set the other white lady on fire, and you're killing these. You killed another white woman on a bus. You guys are, what the fuck are you talking about? I still think the Central Park 5 probably has something to do with that shit. I don't think Trump was all the way wrong. Yeah, they were able to muddy the waters enough where you're like, we gotta let him go. Because when you create too much doubt, you can't convict beyond a reasonable doubt. But that's the point of poisoning the well as well. And when you become too liberal and you start to humor every thought, then it's just like what this guy was trying to do here, create enough confusion and doubt that you can kind of get away with committing a crime, like being in the country illegally. But when you're a no-nonsense country, it's not going to work. Those days are done. Yeah, Trump did more for them than any other president, and he shouldn't have. And he screwed up. I mean, why even send money to HBCUs? All they do is create activists who can't afford to pay back those student loans in the first place. So those schools should be shut down, and they're not preparing people for the real world. The real world is not all black unless you move to Nigeria or Ghana or Kenya. So when you're getting out of these schools, you got to go into the workforce with people of all races, and you're not able to function. Well, now you're wondering why you're getting fired. Well, you didn't fit the culture. 80% of the job out of 100%, 20% is the actual work. 80% is you get along with your coworkers and the culture of the company. They can't assimilate. They grew up around only their own people. They went to HBCUs, and now you're just throwing them into the wild. It's just not going to work. Nobody burnt it down. It was a lot. Well, yeah, a lot of gay white people. I agree with you. A lot of gay whites, and they are your controllers. They control the blacks. The gay whites mentally control and own the blacks. So you guys you're like their attack dogs. But yeah, I seen the gay whites out there, bombing the building, set them on fire. We got them on video. All the black clad Antifa people. We literally have the videos. We've seen it. We looted the city. That's true. I know. I've literally watched the videos. But white folks burned down the city. Yes, the gay whites burned down. Think about it. I'm not wrong. It was a gay white bitch that just got herself killed trying to kill a cop today. I'm not wrong. I'm not making it up. It's just uncomfortable to hear the truth sometimes because you're so used to people lying to you. There's enough people lying to you. You don't need one more. So I'll be honest with you. I'm going to be straightforward with you. Be straight up. Zesty black people. Yeah, that's a huge problem, bro. Why are black people, they're getting gayer by the hour? Look, I seen this video about the lady that died today. And I watched this video, right? And the only thing I can think of is, why are they just so fucking gay? Let's see here. Oh man, they caught Juicy Booty today. Look, 38-year-old Denisha Octavia Woods, also known online as Juicy Booty. Oh, they done got Juicy Booty, y'all. All right, but we're not talking about her. Oh, this is Small Fry. This is the Small Fry. This is the guy from Minneapolis during the BLM riots a few years ago, the mayor. This is him cucking to the blacks and trying to suck dick through a mask, and it just didn't work. They still booed him. Yeah, this is a funny one. Frauds, the Leerings. They got Big Gavin on there, and they got Crockett. Oh, this is priceless. Even though this is my page, I like the stuff I put on here. But look, this is the video I was talking about earlier for about this is about Ellen DeGeneres, Renee, whatever her name was. This is the video about her.
Started as a direct result. Hey, so I'm not trying to be rude at all, but say her name is specifically reserved for black women.
Nah.
That chant started as a direct result. And I remember because I was an organizer at the time. It started in the early days of the Black Lives Matter protests. I mean, like Trayvon Martin early days, when black women who are also being victimized to police brutality, like Sandra Bland, like Rakia Boyd, oh my God, the list is endless. They were not getting the same coverage as black men and boys who were also being victimized.
This dude is sweeter than diabetic blood. That's the thing. I'm hearing what he's saying, but I can't, because I'm sitting here wondering, like, how does one become that gay? Like, what the fuck happened to you that you become that? I mean, why are there so many of them? There's a lot of zesty black. That's like the thing. It's the thing. And now the gay blacks are the gay whites are at odds. And why do they keep showing this old ass outdated picture of this fucking lady? She looks like meth head Martha now. She was bald. She had a girlfriend, and she doesn't look like this. This is like a normal white woman. They're not showing her post the university indoctrination that turned her into an unpatriotic lesbian that just hates herself and hates the world, hates her parents. They're showing her before she went to college. I guess these are like right after high school. She'd been cut her hair off. So why do they keep showing that's all manipulation? It's just like they want you to feel sympathy for her, because they know if you've seen a picture of her today, you'll be like, yeah, this woman looks like shit. I don't feel sorry for her. Glad they put her out of her fucking misery. Because she low-key looks like Oscar the Grouch on that shit. You know, and you notice even her girlfriend was like, not only are we, this whole carpet munch thing, this is starting to be a problem, but you're talking about running over cops. I got shit to do tomorrow. I'm going to get out the car. Notice her girlfriend's on the scene, but her girlfriend's not in the car. Because even she wasn't dumb enough to go on a suicide mission with her psychotic, meth-eating, Oscar the Grouch looking current girlfriend who looks like she just shaved all, like she just got done smoking meth. Like nobody is willing to do that with her. Even the other lesbian hopped out the car. You guys want to defend it like we're in the wrong. We're not. It's like, you know, what fantasy world do you guys live in? Like, this is insane. This is insane. Yeah, it's like, yeah, she was a homosexual. Yeah, absolutely. Let's watch this video.
It's not to say that they are not important. It's to say that black girls and the black women were completely ignored. I'm not trying to be rude at all, but say her name is specifically reserved for black women. That chant started as a direct result. And I remember because I was an organizer at the time. It started in the early days of the Black Lives Matter protests. I mean, like Trayvon Martin early days, when black women who are also being victimized to police brutality, like Sandra Bland, like Rakia Boyd, oh my God, the list is endless. They were not getting the same coverage as black men and boys who were also being victimized. That's not to say that they are not important. It's to say that the black girls and the black women were completely ignored. Hence, say her name.
Wait, where's the part 2?
While I understand the severity of what just transpired, it is also important to recognize that that does not mean that you should co-opt other people's movements. Black women own that for a very good reason. Rest in peace to Renee, but say her name is not reserved for white women, respectfully. Again,
it's reserved for whoever the fuck we want to say. Bro, do you understand that English is a white language from a white country called England? Now, if you want some shit for some blacks, say it in fucking Swahili or go to hell. Because if you're not saying it in Zulu or Xhosa or something like that, then don't tell other people that are white what they can't say in their own language. The nerve of these sassy ass, bro, these people are just insane with their bullshit. It's hilarious, but it's insane. And it's crazy. But, just I don't know who this clown is. Some BLM dude. That's all that's it. Basically a nobody. Yeah, racist with mentality. All women have always been abused. Yeah, that's relatively true. Relatively true. Yeah, 20 viewers. It depends on which platform you're watching on. I see a lot more than that. But again, I'm simultaneously broadcasting on 8 different channels, 8 different platforms. You're here, so you're contributing, so just keep that in mind. You can't be thinking straight if you try to run over a federal agent. That's why I said she was suicidal to begin with. For one thing, just that whole gay lifestyle is a dead end. You're never going to be able to have kids because 2 women and 2 men can't have children. And even if you do get married, it's not a real marriage. It's like some weird union or some bullshit. There's no family. Humans were made to live a certain way. We've lived a certain way for all of human history. Now we're trying to reinvent the wheel and trying to pretend that we can live in these alternative lifestyles. It never works. Think about it. They tried to do an alternative for water, and some people drink Gatorade thinking they're actually drinking something better than water. Remember on what was that movie called? Where they tried to water the grass with Gatorade. They're like, that's a dumbass idea. That's you people wanting to be gay forever. You're not going to do. Eventually, if you're going through a phase for a short period of time, okay. But eventually you're going to have to snap out of it, get a significant other of a different gender and have children, or you're going to end up committing suicide. Nobody just goes long-term while being gay. That's why they don't live to be that old. And it's not because somebody else does anything to them. They do it to themselves. That's why when Gavin Newsom's like, I want to see more trans kids. So you want to see more mentally ill, sick, and abused children that are going to off themselves? Most times, if you're in that lifestyle, you're not even going to make it to your 20s. And it's like to calling for more mentally ill people. And then it's crazy. You see a lesbian get iced today because she was suffering from that same mental illness and delusion. And what's crazy? She's out there defending Somalians from ICE. I bet you not one billionaire rich ass Somalian from the Leering Center is going to offer to pay for this broad's funeral. I bet you that. Who wants to bet not one Somalian is going to drop a fucking dollar to help cover her funeral expenses? How many want to bet? How many bet that none of these fraudsters with all that money, they flying with suitcases with millions of dollars back to fucking Mogadishu. They're flying out the airport. I bet you nobody's going to chip them off $15,000 to cover her funeral expenses. Let's see. No, I'm not drunk yet. My cousin just got here and they're waiting for me to finish so that we can go out. But I like talking to you guys. I don't necessarily need to go out and party. Actually, after we got off live last night, I was able to catch catch last call and party. So I don't need to drink 2 days in a row. So I'm okay. But thank you for the offer, Plump. We'll take that under that. Okay. There's only 2 genders. I don't know why people think that that's wrong to say. I seen these 2 white girls on X on TikTok, and he asked her, "Oh, how many genders are there?" And the other girl's like, "Don't say anything." She was so afraid of a bunch of gay black people attacking her. So don't say that. Because remember, it's not going to be gay white people who are going to do the work. They're going to send blacks. Remember, I said blacks are the attack dogs of the gay whites. So they always send the blacks to do their dirty work. And she was so afraid of that she was like, I can't even say what I really think because that's illegal because I'm a white woman. Like, it's just crazy to watch how they've just morally, they just demoralized the white community to a point where they hate themselves, to the point that our vice president has to come out and say, look, the days of us being ashamed of being white are over. And people act like they don't know what he's talking about. I absolutely know what he's talking about. I've seen it and I've reported on it for years. So we're doing the right thing. The Somalians are bogus, though. They think they're better than us. They absolutely do. And they're treated like they're better than us. Think about it. This is the dynamic. They're so much better than Americans that us Americans, we pay rent and we pay a mortgage and we pay to live in the United States every month. They're so much better than us that they're literally paid to live in the United States while we pay to live here. Maybe you don't get it. I'll tell you again. They're recruited in Somalia. They're sent to the United States and they are paid cash plus free food and free housing to live here, while us Americans have to pay for our food, pay for our housing, and we have to pay to live here, but they're being paid to live here. So they're also, so technically they are better than us. They're the elites. They're the masters. We want to be like them when we grow up. I want to see what that's like. I want to see what that's like. I don't know what it's like to be paid to live in the United States. But then again, that's why some of these foreigners don't fuck with. They don't talk to Americans. They can't. Because you can't find out how much money they're getting to be here because you're paying. If anything, you're robbing. These foreigners are robbing us, and they look down upon you like, ugh, don't talk to me, American. They don't mix with us. They don't get involved with us. They don't deal with us because they're here for work. They're here for business. They're not here for a long time. They're just here for a good time. Zest on 100. Yeah, this dude's zesty as hell. That might be the most. He said this dude Donald Plump said he spelled might wrong, but whatever. Maybe he's a foreigner as well, just using a fake account, and he's from I don't know, somewhere deep in India, and he's like, this might be the most ignorant dude on the internet. But hey, if you're not first, then you're last, right? So I'm striving to be number one. Look, I'm at 52 minutes. This has been great as hell. I just wanted to poke fun at this fucking illegal foreigner that was literally trying to basically slut shame our law enforcement, and it didn't work. And he got that ass kicked. That's why you don't see no pictures of his sandals kicked up and he's drinking a cold one after this encounter. You know, if he had any Uber drives, those they're going to be late. They're not going to make it. So like and subscribe if you agree with what I'm saying, or even if you don't, just subscribe to the channel. It's kind of funny. I do it like a little comedic, because I think everything's a joke. All the shit's a joke. So I turn everything into a joke. I try not to be too serious. So if you like my comedic reels and you want to hear more about what I'm saying, do what Donald Plump does. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. That way you get notified, like these other guys are, that I'm back on talking, and you can come and join the audience and we can interact with each other and we can laugh at all these fucking migrants and these illegals and just how shitty they are. And then we can laugh at lesbians. We can make fun of Ellen DeGeneres and Rachel Maddow. We can make fun of Whoopi. There's at least 2 or 3 other lesbians that are public figures that we can make fun of. So I'll figure it out. We can't make fun of Michelle Obama though. She wouldn't count. That's a dude. So we can make fun of Barack because he's gay. But I guess Mike would be gay too. But just Trent, that's a crazy ass situation. You know, Big Mike. Anyway, I'll see you guys. Bro, you know what? I like this chat. The chat and I, we're one tonight. You know, I feel a lot of you guys are saying, I hope you guys can even see all of each other's chats. I know you guys are on different platforms. It seems like some people can see each other, some people cannot. But I like the fact that it's moving. You know, once upon a time, right, I used to get online and do videos and there would be like one comment. And I was like, damn, this sucks. But now that my chat actually moves up and down the screen, because I used to always ask, I used to see people with these videos. I'm like, damn, what are all those words? Like, what does that mean? Like, why don't I ever have that when I do videos? Now mine moves, and someone called me a YouTuber, and I've never heard that before. And I was like, am I a YouTuber? I don't know. I thought I was just a guy on the internet complaining and talking shit about illegals. But maybe I am. I don't know. I'm Rico Limbaugh. So I was thinking like radio, but I don't know. I guess I'm a little bit more than that. I don't know. I guess I'll find out by tomorrow. So do me a favor, like and subscribe, share the video. I'll be back on probably in a couple, like give me 2 hours and I'll be back. Never forget, it's America first and America only.
I've been needing to find a new apartment, which has not been easy with credit as bad as mine. Luckily, I found cosigning.com. They connected me with a cosigner who helped me get my dream apartment for me and my dog. I just paid a small fee and was able to move in fast. Get the cosigner you need for the apartment you want. Check out cosigning.com today.